So you keep hearing these people talking appraisals and things like that, but you have no idea what that is or who this person even is. Well, it's perfect because today in this video, we're going to cover the 6 things that you need to know about appraisals. What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here with Haven Real Estate Group at EXP. K-State grad, turned contractor, turned real estate agent and investor. First off, thank you so much for checking out the channel. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Today, we're going to cover the 6 things that you need to know about appraisals and what to expect. First thing on our list is going to be the purpose of an appraisal. The purpose of an appraisal is probably one of the most important things, just because you don't want to have a listing agent give you numbers or a buyer's agent give you numbers, because you want to have that non-biased third party coming in and giving you that. So I've had this happen a lot where sometimes an appraisal comes in low, sometimes an appraisal comes in high, but usually it happens right about where the offer price or where the executed contract price is. So what the reason is you want to make sure that you're not overpaying for a house or underpaying for a house. Actually, if you underpay, that's probably one of the best things, because you're able to build some equity in a house almost immediately. So, but that is the purpose, is just to kind of make sure that you're not overpaying for a home. An example of that would be, let's say that we put a house under contract at $225, let's say. But then an appraiser comes in and they say, you know what, actually based on the comparables that I'm looking at, we actually are only valuing this home at $215,000. So there's a $10,000 gap of what you are overpaying at that point. There's options for you at that point in time once you get into the contract, but we'll get into that in a different video. Number 2 on the list of things to know about an appraisal is the types or strategies of an appraisal. So you're gonna look at, it depends on the type of property. If it's a single family home, you're gonna look at comparables for the neighborhood. You're gonna look at, what the cost was for that. You're gonna look at the price per square foot. You're gonna look at finishes. You're gonna look at all that stuff. Then you also have, if it's a rental and it's a capitalization rates is what you're looking at. So you're gonna say, okay, well, this home's bringing in X amount of dollars a month, then it's gonna be worth this much with an income producing property, and so on and so forth. So one of the most common ones that I see with buyers these days is single family, is you're gonna look at price per square foot, your amount of square footage that's finished, the type of, the subject property versus what you're looking at. So there's a lot of opportunities there that I would say looking at, but the strategies are 2 types of things of an appraisal that you should be looking at. Number 3 on our list is factors affecting your value of a home. So when an appraiser comes in and looks at a house, they're going to look at location. I know everybody hears location, location, location. Well, there's a lot of truth to it. That's why you hear it a lot. So location, condition, and market trends, those are probably one of your biggest ones that you need to pay attention to. When you're looking at location, is it close to, like in Manhattan, is it close to the school? That's going to be a different value for Wyndham Heights versus the State Streets versus Candlewood. Like each of those neighborhoods are going to have their own valuation of where those can be. Then you're going to look at condition. Is it a house that was built in the 80s and still looks like it's from the 80s? Or has someone gone in and updated it and made newer updates, newer kitchen, newer bathrooms, newer floors, things like that. And then looking at the market trends. This is probably one of the bigger ones right now, because over the last couple of years, 2020, 21, 22, the market trend has really kind of gone up. And so paying attention to those and knowing where you're looking at and what you're buying is probably one of the most important. Because if you I've had this happen where an appraiser comes in out of, let's say, Kansas City. He comes in, doesn't know the Manhattan market as well as others, and he values the home way less than what a local appraiser is, because he doesn't necessarily know our market. So having and knowing those market trends and what that looks like is going to be crazy important as well. If you're enjoying this content and you want to see more of it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content, and give us that like, because it does help us grow the channel. Now back to the video. Number 4 on our list is the reason for an appraisal. Okay, so we went over the purpose and how that gives you the value and things like that. But the reason we go through this and get an appraisal is so that your lender knows that you are making a good investment for yourself, and also so that they, quite honestly, so that they are making a good investment. They want to make sure that you didn't overpay for it, and that, let's say you, God forbid, you default on a loan or anything like that. They want to make sure that they'll be able to sell that property at a later point in time, and making sure that we have a good valuation. So the reason is for that. Another reason would be for tax assessments, and another reason would be just for originations of loans and things like that. Number 4 is going to be the reasons for an appraisal. So we talked a little bit about the purpose, but now the actual reason for that appraisal is to make sure that you are not overpaying for it, but more importantly, the lender requires it because they want to make sure that they're not letting you overpay for it, because it's an investment that they're taking in you / in this real estate. And that, let's say, God forbid, that you go in and you default on the loan or anything like that, they want to make sure that they have their butts covered as far as everything goes. So you'll need it for the lender origination, you'll need it for the property sale, tax assessment, anything along those lines is be the reason that you are looking at a reason for an appraisal. Number 5 on our list is the appraisal report. This is going to be a report of about 40 to 60 pages, depending on the appraiser. Sometimes it's 20. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. But what you're going to get is you're going to get market trends. You're going to get comparables of things that have sold. And you're going to have the subject property, and you're going to have about however many properties that they can find to give themselves the valuation. They're going to look at conditions. They're going to look at all of that stuff on the sold properties. They're also going to look at active, and they're going to look at what's been selling and what has been pending and what's been active on the market, just kind of comparables to what year it is that your house that you're looking at. And they're going to show you the condition of those other properties. They're going to give you all of that, and they're going to come down with a valuation of an exact number. Maybe it's $215,300, who knows? But they're going to give you an actual saying, hey, your home is worth this much money right now. And they're going to give you that report. Now again, I want to be clear, that report is usually only good for that particular year. So if you need to refinance or change anything along those lines, you're going to have another appraisal done, because that will change things depending on the market. Number 6 on our list is the qualifications of an appraiser. Just like I'm a licensed real estate agent and I need to make sure that my license is up to date and make sure my certifications are up to date, an appraiser has to go through the same things. It's going to be different. It's going to be different as far as that goes, because they're not typically dealing with the public per se, but they need to have their certifications of being a VA appraiser, a conventional appraiser, an FHA appraiser, those types of appraisers. So making sure that they have the qualifications to be able to appraise your home and give you a fair valuation of it. So that would be the 6th one on our list. Thank you again for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. If you do enjoy this content, please go and hit that subscribe button. Go and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content. And go and give us that like, because it does help us grow the channel. As always, I do appreciate it. If you guys do have any questions about buying, selling, investing, or anything real estate related, please reach out to me. My number is 785-477-5485. My email is kyle@homesforsalemhk.com. And again, I appreciate you. We'll see you in the next video.